So good morning again, and welcome all of you. Welcome those of you who are here for the first time. I met some of you a moment ago. Welcome those of you who are parents or grandparents of children who are in the children's program that are starting today. Welcome all of you good and longtime friends who in fact have made it possible for us to emerge and be here today and be here in this new space. As Dante pointed out, this is our first welcome, big welcome in our new space that we're very excited about. We're happy to have you here. As a community, Dawn Mountain, we welcome families, individuals, working people, retired people, people who are curious about the life arts of particularly attention, wisdom, compassion. These are basically the three principles that we focus on here. We focus on them, you'll see. They will be present in the practice that we're about to do today as part of our ongoing Sunday meditation. And if this is something that you wish to explore further, we invite you to take a look at our Teaching Tuesdays, first and third Tuesdays each month. We're here at 7 o'clock. We're also online at 7 o'clock, and everything we do is also downloaded and available later. We invite you also to our weekend retreats as a way to explore these matters further for yourself, see how they might wake up in your lives. That's what we're interested in giving you something that you can take home and into your life. And if you should, in the process, become interested in learning more about Tibetan Buddhist practice, formal practice, then we welcome you to learn about that also. This is something that we do in small groups and individuals, so talk to us about that once you've become acquainted with the overall process and teaching that we do here.
So Ann and I have been doing this together. We did the math. It's a bit
embarrassing.
We've been doing this together for 45 years. And I have a PhD in Buddhist studies and also a social work degree, and I'm a psychotherapist in town. And Ann has a PhD in religious studies and is a full professor at Rice University. And so what we're doing is we have a truly deep and abiding interest ourselves in our own ability to live skillfully as modern Westerners, and also to participate in the depths of the sacred as revealed in all traditions, and in particular in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And so when we're teaching and when we're providing programs to people, we're really, really interested in how what we're doing can be brought into people's lives so that their everyday lives can become richer and more harmonious. And we are really dealing with emotional intelligence and life skills in a lot of what we teach. And we also do bring forward material at various levels and at various stages of our teaching from the Tibetan tradition. Both Ann and I speak and read Tibetan, and she more than I nowadays serves as a translator for our Tibetan teacher. I, if pressed, can do things like that. And we do that because we do see the tradition as a source of sacred wisdom and a gateway to the mystery of life. And we relish the opportunity of being able to bring such information to those of you who are interested.
And in fact, after our short break, which will follow our meditation this morning, you will hear a very brief message from our guiding teacher in Tibet, Adzom Pela Rinpoche. We were just visiting with him in China, and he sent perhaps a 2-minute, really a very short message, a wonderful message specifically for us at Dawn Mountain, and we're going to play it for the first time after the break today. And also at that time, we're going to talk more about the specific activities and offerings of Dawn Mountain so that you can think about how you can best participate, what you would like to participate in a way that most completely suits your time and your interests. And we will welcome you in that way very much. So that is to come. For now, we're going to sit in our Sunday meditation, which is every Sunday. One of the Sunday leaders, the students of Dawn Mountain, lead this sitting, which is inspired by, and the practice itself actually comes from our teacher of Tibet, who created it actually specifically so that we could have a very simple practice that would be a way for us to bring together in a very simple, open-hearted and open-handed way the three principles that I just mentioned of attention, compassion, and wisdom. Compassion is present because we will begin in a moment by singing a verse expressing that we actually intend for our practice to be of benefit to ourselves, certainly to our families and neighbors, certainly, and actually to as vast a company of living beings as our imagination can encompass. As vast as space, we say. So that's really our intention. So right away we have a very open-hearted intention that this practice, we're going to become quiet, cultivate attention, in a sense become more present to ourselves. And in a sense it might seem, and in a sense it's true, that we're going within. But we go within in order to be able to offer something. And in fact, we will close with a sharing of the benefit of our practice with everybody here and all living beings. So that compassionate intention is the ground, in fact, that everything we do rests on, that nourishes everything that we do. And sometimes it's the focus of our meditation as well. It is always, as today, the ground of our meditation. And we cultivate attention, as you'll see, by resting our attention on our breath and also by sounding a sacred syllable, hung. We'll remind you of that again later. And it's a way of gathering our energy, this syllable. And also singing is a way to open to another dimension of our brain. We're often so in the workistic part of our brain. This allows us to go into, you might say, a more expansive part of our own being. We do that. And both of these, compassion and attention, are the gateway to wisdom. And that is always our aspiration, to open to the deepest wisdom that allows us to use our compassion wisely. Okay, so that's what we're about this morning. That's our practice. And we're going to begin, for those of you who have these, I hope most of you do, and maybe your neighbors will share if you do not. Ceylon, would you like to lead us in just the aspiration, the two aspiration? We're going to start with what the aspiration: may all beings always have happiness and its causes. That's like the root, the core of our aspiration in everything. And along with that, of course, may they be free from suffering. This is very essential to our motivation. Okay, thank you. Do you need a microphone? Go for it.
May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain.
And with that expansive vision, let yourself settle down. Some of you are here for the first time. There's perhaps some more relaxation you can invite as you just get used to, comfortable being here in this space, all of us together. And it can be very comforting to take a moment to notice that there is actual contact between your seat, your cushion, and your body, and you can feel that contact, and you can settle into that contact. That contact is a very clear message, a tactile, kinesthetic message that you are being supported. You are being held in a very real way. And the holding that supports you actually arises from the very depths, the very center of this earth. And you are seated directly above and supported from the center of this earth. And that can help us relax, let your muscles take it easy, because you are being held by the central axis, a kind of invisible pillar of alignment through the center of your body, from the center of the earth to the center of your belly, to the center of your heart, your throat, your crown, and the apex of space. So you are deeply seated. And at the same time, there's a vastness to which you are open, especially through your crown, like the branches of a tree smiling at the sky, the roots comfortably held, anchored in the earth. So settle in. See if there's anything around your shoulders that wants to relax more. You don't have to hold a burden. There's nothing to accomplish. There's nothing to prove. You're just here, being you, settling down. So settle for a moment. Harvey and I will sing an invocation, and then we'll come back to the guided meditation. Just settle. Be at ease. Kyabda gyalwanam tangir me be, gandrin sumden tinchen lama che, ridzin jorme tupten jatsola, so wadep sunyam len tarchin shu. And as you're sitting here, of course, you are breathing. And when you breathe in, there's a natural kind of refreshment that occurs, a refurbishing of your energies. And at just the right moment for you, you release that energy and you exhale, and there's a natural relaxation. So breath itself shows to us the mutual complementarity of the clarity that comes in with the new breath and the relaxation as you ease and let it go. And we are practicing to be clear and relaxed, to be relaxed and clear. And we can do this. You gently direct your attention to your breath. That means to the sensation of your incoming and outgoing breath. You can watch it wherever it seems most apparent to you. Chest, belly, nostrils. Don't worry about that. Just let your attention rest on your breath. And simply be aware of all the different sensations to which we usually pay no attention at all. But there are many different sensations associated with your breathing. And your attention is resting on your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. And as soon as you notice that your mind has gone elsewhere, as the mind will do, you just bring it back. Just begin again. That's all. No narrative about how well the other people around you might be doing compared to yourself. No narrative about how you wish it were this way or that way. No narrative at all. Just be with your breath. Your breath, your body, these are always in the present. And to cultivate attention is to cultivate the capacity to be in the present. So rest with your breath. We'll sit breathing together for a minute or two. It's nice just to sit and breathe. And whatever thoughts or worries or plans you may have, there'll be time for them later. As thoughts of these arise, let them just float by. No need to grab on. Stay with your breath. And enjoy the simple pleasure of the refreshment and relaxation of your own breathing body. The cultivation of attention really involves combining clarity and ease. So that the mind can be and the body can be both relaxed and clear. There is a natural dynamism that does not interfere with clarity, that is different from, does not interfere with relaxation, that is different from distraction. And we can become acquainted by this by sounding a simple sound, hung. We're going to sound this sound, hung, together. Hung is a gathering sound. It has the quality of gathering us. Whatever has been scattered comes together. It has a quality of bringing a coherence to our presence. So we're going to sound hung, 2 hungs on the out breath, everyone in your own rhythm. Some people breathe long, some people breathe short. And we'll sound hung together for a few minutes until I sound the bell. Feeling that your mind now is totally connected with the sound of hung, filled with the sound of hung. It's another way of cultivating attention. And we'll go back to the silence. Just notice how your body and being feel after sounding in the silence that follows the sounding. Again, rest your attention on your breath and just breathe. Just breathe. And in closing the meditation, we bring our attention, we let it drop down to our heart. And we're going to send from our heart light and good wishes to everyone in the room and to everyone everywhere, using the open sound ah, unconstricted in any way, just as wisdom is space-like and unconstricted. And so we'll sound this ah, glowing rays of light from your heart expression of the compassion that we began our practice with. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And we will have our break and come back in 10 minutes. And during this time, we invite you to participate in another custom here, which is we will close the next part of our conversation with a dedication of everything we've done this morning. And we keep this book of names, and we write the names of anyone, including yourself, who seems in need of our particular attention this morning. People who are ill, people who have recently passed, pets, and so on. And we will read these names at the end of our before lunch, after our break and before lunch. So pass this around. And there are a few people here who are longtime members who you might like to talk with. If I could ask you to raise your hands for them. Mary Scott in the back, our executive director. Board members Terry and Gary, and Paolo and Claire, who's not raising her hand, and Janet and Jason and Joseph, if he would raise his hand. Okay, quite a few people, and if I've missed anyone, I apologize. And Laura back there. All right, we have some nice snacks for you up front, and we'll invite you back in 10 minutes.
Dawn Mountain offers traditional Buddhist teachings primarily in the Tibetan tradition in a way that is accessible to contemporary Americans. Having studied and practiced for many years under recognized Tibetan masters, and understanding that these teachings provide a way to realize the natural state of mind that embodies profound wisdom and deep love, Anne Klein and Harvey Aronson wish to share these traditions here in the United States. As a result, they established Dawn Mountain in June 1996, based on the core belief that it is possible to cultivate a better understanding of our deepest nature, which in turn facilitates new levels of mental calm and self-acceptance.
So our inspiration really comes from our love and gratitude to our own teachers. They spent so much time and care with us over many, many years.
Khetsen Rinpoche was extraordinarily compassionate. He had a terrific sense of humor. And just his ability to be present and immediate and just there. Adzom Rinpoche is extraordinarily compassionate and grounded.
And we've had extraordinary experiences with Adzom Rinpoche, whom I met in Tibet in 96. And I've had many hours of just, one-on-one conversation, a person who has tens of thousands of students to attend to. Okay, there's this wealth of cultural wisdom in Tibet. It's encoded in texts, in practices, in rituals, in art, and many people in the West are attracted to it, and yet Westerners are Westerners. We're Westerners. We're not monastics. We may dedicate our lives to practice in our heart of hearts, but we have families, we have jobs, we have all kinds of responsibilities. So how can we communicate and really experience transformation through these practices? For that, some kind of bridging is necessary. We're also a community center, nonprofit community center, which is the hub of our work extending life skills, the life skills of cultivating calm, of cultivating ease in life, of cultivating kindness.
What did you do today that you liked?
Make the glittery thing to show your anger.
And what happened when you shook up the glittery thing?
It made me feel a little bit like I wanted to meditate in peace.
And then the Research Institute is where we look at what we can provide by way of information gained through research for the interested public. So we've mentioned that our own teachings here, which are drawn from work that we've done, our own translation work, our own study, and so forth, some of these will start appearing as pamphlets for practitioners here, and some of them will become books that will be published and will be widely available to the larger public. And I am right now in the process of gathering a team to translate a text from this tradition, which he powerfully feels, and which I also have a very, very strong wish to see translated. And we hope to do more of that. We've seen people telling us how their lives have changed, how their lives are improved, the comfort, the inspiration that they feel coming to Dawn Mountain. We really are inspired to envision a way that Dawn Mountain becomes a stable beacon and place of gathering for people who wish to practice at whatever level.
I trust the teachings. I feel in the place. I feel that I am constantly fed.
And I can feel my breathing better because of the way my legs are positioned.
How long have you been sitting like that?
I learned it when I started coming here.
And it's not only been in the spiritual sense, but also in every aspect of my daily life. I feel that I'm less stressed out. I don't get as angry or as depressed as I used to.
It's good. It teaches me how to kind of relax and be mindful and help with school and stuff like that whenever I get aggravated.
One of our projects that has come to partial fruition is that we have developed a curriculum, which is posted on our website, that is explains the open matrix of what a path, spiritual path, can be supported here at Dawn Mountain.
We've slowly become aware of the power of the media, and it is clear now that there is great interest in both our broadcasts from here, and from time to time we might be able to have broadcasts from Asia with Adzom Rinpoche or his sister Anila. Without students there are no teachers, and without teachers there are no students. We all dependently create one another. So we're very, very excited by the energy that is in the community. The community is alive, it is supportive, it is growing, And it really wishes to thrive, and we want to participate in that thriving in every way that we can. But we're really talking about finding a space of shared values. And if individuals share the values that we have in terms of coming to a deep appreciation of our innermost nature, then come and participate. That's the most significant thing that we can do together. Just sharing our participation is lovely and meaningful. And anything above and beyond that by way of offering service for this community, offering financial, flows naturally. And we expect that that will just be a natural outflow for people because of that shared interest.
Are we ready, Gary? We're going to start with Rinpoche's message to us, and then a little more conversation about what flows from that. I hope you can all see. He was in China briefly. He's already gone back to Tibet.
Nami chambu tagdu. Hello, how are you? Nami chambu tagdu. Tene, tandulenge, choba choma.
So I'm sending my greetings to all of you at Tenderplain, which is a Tibetan name for Dawn Mountain. To all of you at Tenderplain,
ane zenda, nobjalani, ane chane laso bamaniba, nobjalani.
The first thing he said, which I didn't translate, I'll tell you, Rigzin and Namgyal, he said, and Harvey and Sharon and many of the old students are doing really well. Okay, and then so Rigzin and Namgyal, that is Sami and Harvey and Sharon and many of the old students are doing really well. And since you have with you Lama Rigzin and Lama Namgyal, say Harvey and me, you can practice well. And since you have with you Lama Rigzin and Lama Namgyal, say Harvey and me, they are my old students, long-time students. And also Sharon is very good. She can be a good teacher. And all of you really get together and give it your best energy, give it force, and things will go really, really well. My mind is there with you. We are indivisible, inseparable. And practice a lot, please. And please benefit a lot of people. Don't think that bodhisattva work is just some small thing. Bodhisattva work is enormous, it's vast. That's what we do. And you do a lot of work. That work itself that you are doing is Dharma. That is the work of Dharma. And that's the same as Ngundro, as the foundational practices. That itself is practice.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
We pretty much live lost to ourselves, and meditation gives us an opportunity to regroup, refresh, renew, and touch into some of our inner resources. Part of it is actually instilling we come upon what is naturally available to us, but it's not our natural tendency today to still. So we learn some ways of becoming still. And so if you have any friends or relatives or anybody you know who you think might be interested, first Tuesday at 7 p.m., please, all are invited. We look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you. I'll take a moment to see if there's one or two questions that anybody has that you didn't manage to get answered in the break. You'll have time over lunch as well. Everybody is full of wisdom. Okay. And then we also want to let you know about other kinds of activities at Dawn Mountain, which I think Mary Scott is going to introduce. Is that right? Okay. Mary Scott is our executive director, whom we have been delighted to have with us for just about almost exactly 1 year now.
Great, Gary. This works as a little podium. I love it. Welcome, everybody. And yes, this is our first, perhaps annual fall open house day and an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about all of the various things going on here, just to begin to strengthen and celebrate this wonderful community that is Dawn Mountain. I hope as you came in, you noticed that the name tags are now hanging on the wall instead of, they've been freed from the basket. So we hope to get everybody a name tag and that we'll be able to use that as an easier way to take them on and off. In case you, raise your hand if you got the email newsletter with all of the calendar events that was sent out on Friday. All right, fantastic. If we have your email address, you have this mailing. So keep it because it's a great guide to all these wonderful opportunities and you might want to put them on your calendar now. I just want to call attention to our big event on September 27th. We are co-producing at the Rothko Chapel, and it is Sharon Salzberg, Robert Thurman, Anne Klein, and Harvey Aronson all talking about how to love your enemies. What could be better? It's going to be an interactive workshop all day from 10 to 3. Lunch is included with your registration, and there are also still plenty of sponsorship opportunities available. Many Dawn Mountain folks have stepped up to sponsor generously, and we are really, really grateful to all of you who have done that. So hope to see you there. As you know, the kids program today started for 9 to 12-year-olds, and later on in the fall we'll have our younger children, our 4 to 8-year-olds again. You've heard all about Teaching Tuesdays, and we have a retreat coming right up September 12th, so we hope to see you there. More on all of this is, of course, available at the Dawn Mountain website. But now I want to call up Terry, who is our wonderful Path of Service representative, to talk a little bit about.
Terry, so that I don't have to show a photograph of large and small animals, if you'll stand over where the green tape is, you'll actually be on air.
Oh, no. Maybe I'll stand here. Okay, tell me where.
See that first piece of green tape?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Here? Is this good? Can you hear me? Okay. It's wonderful to see everybody. I'll make this very brief. I think what I really want to say is I have a whole lot of gratitude already for all of the people that give so many hours of volunteer service to Dawn Mountain. It's what makes events like this possible. All of the programs that we have, you just are not really aware of all the behind the scenes kind of work it takes to make all this happen. So if you've never volunteered, I would encourage you to consider it. It's a wonderful way to give back. It's a wonderful way to get to know other people here and, like Rinpoche said, to benefit many beings. Okay, so Joan. Yes.
Maybe say how long you've been connected with Dawn Mountain, and I'll ask Joan to say the same thing.
I have been connected with Dawn Mountain for almost 17 years now.
Tell people how long you've been with Dawn Mountain and how much you like it. Okay, I'll make it up.
On the board.
Thank you.
Is this right, Gary? Okay. I'm Joan McCarrican. I can't remember how long I've been coming here, but I know it's over 5 years. And at some point, I can't remember when, I was approached by Satya Shepherd to ask me if I would be willing to volunteer to be a temple cleaner. I never thought I would volunteer to do housework. I certainly never thought I would ever call housework sacred. But I'd been coming here for a while, and I really hadn't done, I'd almost never been asked to do anything to give back. I grew up in the church where you can't even get out the door without at least being on a committee. So when she asked me, I said yes. So now I am coordinator of the temple cleaning team. Only I need a team. Which is why today it's my turn to ask you if you would be willing to serve the temple in this way. If there were 6 of us, you would only clean once every 6 weeks. Right now there are 2 of us. If there are enough cleaners, we could work in pairs and probably be done in less than an hour. Otherwise, it probably takes an hour and a half to 2 hours. And if it were done after Sunday meditation, that would save a trip to get here. But I wanted to say what makes it sacred for me, since it's housework. First of all, it's when I come in here and bow to remind me of what it means to me to be here. Secondly, it is a service in that it benefits everyone who comes here. If you can imagine what it would be like to come to this space if it were dirty. So that's a blessing for me. And third, it gives me a stronger sense of belonging. I know where the paper towels are. I know where the toilet paper is. I know where the candles are. It's like home. It's a shared home. And it really does deepen my feeling of being a part of the Sangha. So if you have any questions or you're considering it, I will be out in the hall. Is there a sign-up sheet? And be glad to welcome you to the team if that's a possibility, or to talk to you more about it. I want to say that when we moved here, we lost a few cleaners, and I just want to say they had been cleaners for a long time and they had done a beautiful job. I don't want to make it sound like they were dropouts. So I'm hoping that we'll have a new team. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Beautiful.
I'm Pam Stockton, and I am the coordinator of the Welcome Circle. Is that it? Okay, thank you. And I would like to invite you, if you enjoy greeting people, making people feel welcome, to consider joining our group. Our job is to come in about a half an hour early before our events and prepare the space. And that involves both the physical preparation of the space as well as the blessing and energetic preparation of the space. And then we greet our visitors because it's extremely important for people who come here to know that they're welcome. So if you like to do that, if you enjoy being a little bit gregarious and chatty, you'd be very welcome to sign up to join our merry band of greeters. And I will also be out in the front with next to the sign-up sheet for the Welcome Circle, and we'd be very happy to have you consider joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to introduce Gary.
You say a moment how long you've been with On Mountain?
Oh, I've been, I don't remember exactly, like 5 or 6 years or something like that. I've been here.
Okay.
It's been a wonderful time.
Well, I certainly hadn't prepared anything, but I do the broadcasting here and have been doing it, I guess, for about 3 years now. And we need about a half a dozen broadcast volunteers. It's really something that's nice to learn. You don't really have to have any qualifications. My only qualification when I started doing this was I was retired. Fairly easy to learn, checklist, and it's also very valuable right now simply because web broadcasting is not something that many people know how to do. And so you can be a gamer who indulges in kind of nefarious activities and still charge $75 an hour to go do it for somebody. So it does have the materialistic side to it. But more than that, it really is kind of a practice because it's so entwined with the teaching, and that you are actually providing a bridge to the people who can't get here to get the teachings. And so it's very rewarding. It keeps you grounded in a practice simply because you understand how valuable it is to those senior students who want to get here and that are always, thanking you so much for broadcasting. And the people in Australia and Sweden and Russia and whatever who say, wow, we don't have any Indian teachers here. It would be wonderful if we could, continue on with this. And it's, it's something that, too, is that you learn how to deal in just everyday life because you're having to pay attention to the teaching and also do the broadcasting at the same time. And it just works out to be more or less like one of the Zen practices at the end of the day after you become used to it. So anyway, we need about 5 additional broadcasters. Jessica is our mainstay right now. And we'd like to add a few more broadcasters. And also we need a couple of people who would like to learn how to edit. And the broadcasting mantra is that everyone keep in mind is love your Dharma tech.
And we do. We love you, Gary. All right. In addition to broadcasting and temple keeping and the welcome team, you will find sign-ups out in the foyer for those who are interested in a child care co-op. And that may not be any of you, because the most frequent question I've gotten since I started in this job is, what do I do with my kids when I come to Sunday meditation? So what we want is those people who are asking that question to become the answer to that question, and putting in place a little co-op of parents who are willing to rotate through some informal childcare while other parents meditate. So please, if you know folks in that situation, please let them know we're interested in getting that going here, and they should contact me right here at Dawn Mountain. We'll go. The other thing we're collecting interest in is yoga at 9:30 on Sunday mornings, right before you come and sit for a while. The Dawn Mountain community has, or includes, as may not surprise you, several yoga teachers, and we are going to meet together with those teachers and those who are interested in participating to figure out what would be the best way to do a simple yoga for meditators practice on 9:30 on Sunday morning. So sign up if you're interested in that. And Simone was going to talk about the opportunity for early mornings. Sorry, I didn't know you'd snuck in. Come on. And then I'll tell you about one more team.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Simone Woodage. I've been with the temple for about 11 or 12 years. And I'm also the mindfulness teacher for the children. Just want to share with you.
Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
I think speak
like
more
an ice
into
cream
the
cone to your...
Okay, how's that? So I'll just share with you one little practice or some mindfulness awareness that we did with the children this morning. We talked about what does it feel like when you are trying to talk to someone and they are texting or on their phone at the same time. And I have to tell you, they came up with the most beautiful, insightful, aware answers of what that feels like. They all said pretty much, I've done that. And I didn't really pay attention to it when I did it, but it really was annoying when someone else was doing it to me. So I share that with you in case you would like to practice that mindfulness practice throughout the week. Okay, so the other thing that we were thinking of offering in the morning is opening the temple from 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning, where you could come and do a meditation. We would probably have 15-minute intervals. You could come and go as you choose. If you wanted to sit for all 3 sessions, you could. If you just wanted to come and sit for 15 minutes. So if you think you're interested in doing, in having that available to you, please let us know, and we'll work towards making that happen. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And last but not least, as you might have noticed, we're still in a kind of a not quite finished state here in our new place, Dawn Mountain. So I'm looking for sign-ups for the renovation team, and even if you are already a hardcore member of the renovation team, which there are some here, please sign up again. Our next project is one more big day of demolition, which will be followed by some construction, and I'm excited. So sign up, and no skills, no early, existing skills required. We can help you out. Any questions about anything anybody has said? If not, we have sign-up sheets and delicious refreshments and lunch
And a closing.
and a closing of
What do you
meditation.
think about Janet saying something?
Yeah.
She's right here.
Janet, would you like to say something? Come on.
Janet, like Terry and Simone and Gary, are board members, by the way.
Well, I just wanted to speak a little bit about why I like to come here to Down Mountain.
Can you hear her?
And what
you
what
turn it
my
up?
experience has been here since coming to Down Mountain. First of all, I started coming to Down Mountain about 8 years ago. And the primary reason why I came was I've always been a spiritual seeker and trying to follow a spiritual path. And I felt that I really wanted to get into Buddhism. And I came here, and I really didn't know what to expect. Of course, I knew that Anne and Harvey were here. They seemed to be good teachers. But I've really become amazed at the spiritual path that is offered here. It's really very deep, very wondrous, and I'm just beginning to scratch the surface of that path. So, that was the primary reason I came, and what's keeping me going. But at the same time, I've realized that it has not only affected me in a spiritual aspect, but also there's many aspects of my life that has been affected by the teachings, by the practice, by just being part of this community. For example, I don't find that I become so irritated so often. I'm not easily swayed by sadness or anger. Even though I have a very busy life, I feel that I can get everything accomplished. I feel I can do things faster. I feel I can, that I can just, even though I have a stress, I have a certain stress, but that stress doesn't bother me that much. Or maybe you can say I don't have stress, but I do need to get a lot of things done, and at the same time I feel very calm about it. So it's really, it's just sort of like this melting of this person that I was before into a much more calmer, accepting person. I'm not as critical with people as I used to be. I have more concern and compassion towards others. And so all of these things, I'm sort of surprised that it has manifested in my life, because before, I felt I was on a spiritual path, but I never really transformed myself in the way that I have since coming here. And I just want to let you know, even though, you may not come here seeking a spiritual path, but whatever reason you come here, whether it's just to alleviate your stress or lower your blood pressure, whatever, you're going to find that you're going to get more than what you bargained for. You're going to find that there are, if you keep coming, if you hear the teachings, if you do some of our practices, that your life will eventually be transformed, and you'll be a better person. And not only that ease and that comfort that you feel will be transformed, will be given to others, to those around you. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to acknowledge everybody who spoke and got up and requested people to participate. It's extraordinarily heartening as one of the founding co-directors to recognize just how these little seeds that we planted over 20 years ago have really mushroomed into something very, very meaningful in people's lives and fruitional, and offering all sorts of ways for people to assist one another and serve the greater Houston community in really a very, very rich spiritual tradition. It's really very, very heartwarming.
Indeed. We wouldn't be here without everyone who is here. And tremendous, tremendous gifts of volunteer service have brought us to this moment. So we welcome you to participate in that continuing circle as you would like to. And as you heard, there'll be a chance to talk more about that over lunch. We'll close now this part of our morning with, as we said we would do, our dedication. And Dorte, when we get to the moment, would you light the candle? There. And Umzela, would you sing? And then we'll read the names. Do you want to read the names? Should I read the names?
You can read the names.
Okay. So this means we feel, because we do feel, as we... No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
That, you know, our practice, as we said from the beginning, it's putting something out there into the world. We feel that. Whether you feel that or not, I don't know, but we feel that. And so we're now expressing that explicitly, that this is actually for everyone, wherever they are, whether they like us or not, whether we think we like them or not, it's for everyone. And, you know, we do the...
Do you want to do it first? Do it first.
Okay. So like we usually do, the dedication, and then the long life prayer. We're not going to do the long life. Do you usually do long life? Okay, just the dedication and then the candle, with it, and then the blessing. Yeah. Okay. May I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. With you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity, with the of love, wisdom, shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. And this prayer for everyone is also specifically today going out to Stephen and Mary Grace, Eleanor Day, Andrea, Daniel, George, Helen, Carson, Jackson, Porter, Lana, Leonard in the Bardo, Anna, Tom, and Yoko, Daniel Sims, Angelica, Ever, Alicia, Robin Williams in the Bardo, Lauren Bacall in the Bardo, people of Ferguson, Katie, Faulkner, Bellama family, Loricella family, Katie and Chaz Agan, Henry in the Bardo, Samuel Howell, James Foley in the Bardo, other imprisoned journalists, Monica, King Jo Tsai, Grandma Ngun, Tammy Tong, everyone who is going through pain, Claudia Gomez, Gaza people, Cheryl and Diane and Kathy, Monica, Camachos, Mike, Palestine, Mac, Amy, Stephen V, Sharon and Mark Fowler, animals affected by human activity, Alex, Juan, people of Syria and Iraq, people affected by war, Menga, Verena, Conrad, Mira, Dana, Tina, Manuel, Dan, Steve, David, Jessica, all ill children, Bobby, John Collins, Elaine Barrett, Renee, Kathy K, Mike K, Doug McGregor, Tabby Edgington and Baby, Kaiden, John Hick, Bud Canfield, Jean Fissette, Jeannie Trinello, Sandy D, Noodles, Mom, Forrest, Amir, Laura, President Obama, Angel Smith, Pat Macon, April Chung, Mac, Amy, Ferguson, and all other places with similar suffering, all suffering from war, all who make war. I read her name. I'll put her name in. And as before, to all of these beings, we send out again our good wishes and blessing, sounding the awe, feeling the light, and the good wishes just expanding from your heart, just because you feel it is expanding from your heart. Thank you, everyone, and we look forward to talking with you over lunch. Enjoy it. See you next time.